Once again, back is the incredible business credit animal. What's up, everybody? Thank y'all for coming.
Yeah, most definitely.
Yo, Cat. Meet your mic. All right, here we go. Mind-blowing, simple steps any entrepreneur can take to raise business credit scores. All right, now, during this webinar, y'all can take notes, ask questions. This one is relatively short to the other ones that I usually do. And so let's do it. Y'all can use the chat box. Y'all can raise your hand and open up your mics, right? So bust it. My name is Noel A. Booker Sr. I'm the CEO at businesscreditbuilder.us LLC. Boom. Bust the contacts. And we got 3 buttons at the bottom. Check it out. The green button. That's how you get a free guide on how to build business credit. You just go to businesscreditbuilder.us/free guide. Now, if you think that you are interested in any of the services that we provide in helping you build business credit and access capital, you will schedule a free business credit consultation at /consult. All right. And if you think you qualify for funding right now, then you hit that red button. That's the hot button. If you think you qualify for funding right now, you go to businesscreditbuilder.us/get funding. Boom. Okay. Everybody that's on YouTube that is viewing me on YouTube, make sure that you subscribe, likes, and all that stuff. I want to say hi to all the new podcast subscribers on Spotify. All right, so we doing podcasts and stuff now. Y'all check it out so y'all can ride with us in the car and all that. All right, so today's presentation is being brought to you by Verizon Business Accounts. Set up your business account now. Now, they got these business accounts, right? So check it. This is what they say. That they have the dedicated and trusted person to assist you with your telecommunication needs and obviously help you with the main goal here. Build business credit. Okay? They report to Dun Bradstreet and some other credit bureaus. They offer cell phones, laptops, business internet, mobile internet, tablets, watches, virtual office phone numbers, and more. They have the largest and most reliable network to run your business on. And they also can assist you with moving your personal account into a business account. Set up your business account today. Go to businesscreditbuilder.us/Verizon. All right. All right. So let me start by saying this before we start this, right? Is that there's 3 C's in funding your business. There's 3 C's: credit, cash flow, and collateral, right? So there's credit. That's personal credit and business credit, okay? So many loans that have different requirements. When they look at credit, they want to see that if you're a business that you have business credit. Most definitely. That's what the first thing they're going to look at, to see if your business that's getting ready to ask for a loan can show a track record of paying bills on time, okay? And a lot of times, just having good business credit will get you approved. But they also look at your personal credit. So some lenders will approve you based on your business credit if you show strong business credit. But then again, there's lenders that say, okay, even though you got strong business credit, we still need to see personal credit, okay? So having these 3 C's, credit, cash flow, collateral. If you have all 3 of these 3 C's, then you can possibly qualify for an SBA loan. If you have 2 of the 3 C's, then you can possibly qualify for a term loan. If you have 1 of the 3 C's, depending on which of the 3 C's that you have, then there are products that can help you with that particular strength that your business has. If you don't have any of these 3 C's, then that's when you start with business credit, right? That's what I want to let you know. So now, today we're going to talk about these business credit scores. These scores are in the business's name. A business builds its own credit profile and credit score. The business will then qualify for greater credit. This measures the business's ability to pay and not the owner's. Most major credit scores are ranged from 0 to 100. Your business credit score isn't automatic. Unlike for consumer credit scores, you have to apply. Okay, that's what Dun Bradstreet, you have to apply. You get an EIN from the IRS website. You get a DUNS number from Dun Bradstreet. That takes about 3 weeks. Tally up 3 separate payment experiences. Then Dun Bradstreet starts tracking your business's financial activity, and you get a paydex score. Okay, so what you need is a paydex score from the beginning, and Dun Bradstreet will not provide you a paydex score until you have 3 vendors reporting to Dun Bradstreet. They'll give you a paydex score, and if those 3, the first 3 accounts that report to Dun Bradstreet, they're paid on time, then your paydex score will be about a 76. And you need to be at an 80. So you're almost there, okay? Now a 70 pay score is lendable, but I get my clients to 80 pay score. That's where you need to be. And it's easy to get there. You see, the first 3 accounts, you pay on time, you had a 76, okay? For other business credit reporting agencies, no payment experiences are necessary. That means Experian and Equifax, if they know that you exist, they're going to give you a credit score, and it's going to be a negative credit score. It's going to be bad, okay? All right. So you start with a failing business credit score because you have no payment history. Fortunately, there's a lot you can do to raise your scores, okay? Business credit score, a mathematical, try to say that at home 10 times in a row. A mathematical model generally used to depict a business's risk of going 90 days late on an account within the next 12 months. It differs from personal credit scores, which depicts risk over 24 months. Your business's credit profile links to its EIN. A business credit score depicts how likely the business is to default on payments. It has nothing to do with how the business owner pays his or her own bills. All credit reporting agencies show multiple business credit scores to evaluate different forms of risk. Okay, so now these business credit reporting agencies, all they're in the business of doing is collecting information, they repackage that information, then they sell it. They sell it to us as business owners. We buy the business credit report, but most of their business is selling it to vendors, the companies out there that are trying to determine our risk, right? They're trying to determine how our risk, and they have a whole bunch of different reports for them to determine whether or not to give us the account. Okay. These scores are used by the credit issuers, lenders, suppliers, vendors, and others who typically extend business credit to businesses. There is no Fair Credit Reporting Act for business. Creditors and vendors are under no obligation to tell you which scores they are relying on. Okay? Anyone can pull your business credit report. With no applicable Fair Credit Reporting Act, you may never know who's looking at your business credit reports. If you fill out an application, you know they're going to look at your report. They don't have to tell you that they look, right? That cannot be just vendors, lenders, and creditors, but also competitors, clients, and business prospects. Okay? 3 big credit reporting agencies for business credit. Dun Bradstreet, this is the largest. Okay, this is the largest one, which means they have the most records of activity, the most businesses. Experian and Equifax, they do both consumer and business credit. So they have a division that does only business credit, but they have the personal side as well. Smaller credit reporting agencies aren't checked often as the 3 big, okay? So these 3 are the ones that they're checking the most, all right? But there's one more to consider. CreditSafe. Now, CreditSafe is more popular in Europe and Australia, okay? But it's becoming more popular over here in the United States and North America and South America, okay? CreditSafe includes financial trade payment data. It also includes lease payments, payments to business credit cards, term loan payments, okay? Other debt payments made by a business, okay? The credit reporting agencies all use slightly different methods to determine what goes into the score. Slightly different methods. And it's good to understand these methods so you can do forward planning, right? But the main criteria for scoring are the same. They just might have different weights. Knowing how the scores are calculated shows how to raise your scores most effectively. They look at bankruptcies and liens, okay? This is for Dun Bradstreet. They look at bankruptcies and liens, lawsuits against your company, the credit card payments, your bill payments. To get a paydebt score, a business needs at least 3 trade accounts reporting to their file. It can take up to 60 days for those trade reports and scores to be established, okay? So setting up your business, getting these accounts, the first few accounts, and then making a purchase, making a payment, and then getting the score to actually hit your credit report should take about 60 days, okay? The business score itself is calculated by using as many as 875 payments. Dun Bradstreet Scoring Criteria Paydex. It's a weighted average with more weight given to trade accounts that report higher amounts of credit extended. It gives less weight to trade accounts that report lower dollar amounts of credit. To keep paydebt scores up, if you can only pay one bill, pay the biggest bill first, okay? Past performance in bill payment is a main driver of this number, ranging from 1 to 100. The higher the score, the lower the risk. A business can get a good business pay debt score by ensuring payments are made promptly to suppliers and vendors. We know that part. Okay, Experian Commercial, okay? So that's the company at Experian that does only business credit. They call it Experian Commercial. Large database, they apply their own analytics software. So they have proprietary software that calculates their scores, okay? Their report includes public records, scoring, trade information, financial history, court judgments, UCC filings, okay? Historical behavior, payment history is only 5 to 10% of the total score, all right? This is with Experian, check it now, all right? We already talked about Dun Bradstreet. Experian got their own way of doing things, okay? So their payment history is only 5 to 10% of the score. The current payment status, trade balances, and percent of accounts delinquent is 50 to 60% of the score. So they're looking at the current status. What's the current status of this account? That's 50 to 60% of the score. Credit utilization. Experian uses utilization in their calculation, but it's only 10 to 15%. With personal credit, the utilization is 30%. Company profile, age of business, industry risk, and size of business assessed by number of employees. 5 to 10% of the score. 10% to 15% of the score is based on derogatory items, collections, liens, judgments, bankruptcies. You see that? So they approach things a little different, right? You see? Okay. Experian Scoring Criteria, IntelliPlus. So at Experian, they have different scores. The Intelliscore is the most popular used by vendors, okay? It has a historical behavior, payment history is 5 to 10% of total score. We went over this stuff, okay? So boom. The score's basis includes number of trade experiences, outstanding balances and payment habits. Outstanding, see, they're trying to see the current. So when they're looking at outstanding balances, that's derogatory, right? Credit utilization and trends over time, public record recency, frequency, and dollar amount. Demographics like years on file, the SIC codes, and the business size, the SIC codes. Okay, you check out the SIC codes when you set up your business at the Secretary of State. You set up your NAICS code, and that affects your NAICS code affects, and the SIC code affects your scores. You see? So if you're in a high risk business, it affects your score immediately. Okay. Equifax, they collect utility account information, trade vendor data, public records, bankruptcies, judgments, lawsuits, liens, information from the small business financial exchange. Y'all need to do a research on what that is, because they get information that the information they get, you have no control over them getting it, right? So they have information on you, so, and they look at that. So Equifax is actually looking at what the small business financial exchange is doing and what their information has, okay? What can lower a business credit score? That's a good question. Current collections, liens, judgments, bankruptcies, other derogatory public records, including status, recent, the frequency, and dollar amounts. Increased trend in slow payment of obligation. See, they're also looking at trends to make their calculation, right? And this is Equifax. Increase in number of business credit inquiries and applications generated by the business or the owner. The number of trade experiences, balances, outstanding payment habits, credit utilization, and trends over time. So they're really looking at trends, right? Line of business or SIC code, size of business, and other demographic data, right? Okay. What can raise a business credit score? Generally, the reverse of what can lower the business credit score. Some of these steps can take time. Be patient. Great business credit can be built. Great business credit can be built quickly, but it's not immediately, okay? First, let's start with the biggest thing that you can do. Raise business credit scores, pay on time every time. That's the biggest thing that you can do. Pay on time every time, right? Get the most favorable funding by paying all bills on time. This means a payment score of 80, Equifax risk credit score of 60 or better. For Experian, historical behavior, payment history, 5 to 10% of total score, okay? For SBA loans, you won't be approved with a low score, period. Chances are good that the SBA lender won't even submit your application to the SBA if your score doesn't meet the threshold. How well does your company pay its outstanding invoices? How has your business's payment performance changed over time, right? So they're looking at trends at Equifax, right? Raise business credit scores, generate payment experiences. Okay, develop payment experiences for your business. This means using your credit or finance. It means paying everything back on time and in full every single time, okay? Keep using them. Get an account, but keep using the account. Raise business credit scores. Unleash the power of trade references. Payment experiences will matter the most if a creditor reports to the credit reporting agencies, okay? But even non-reporting creditors can help. If you ask for a trade reference, okay? Trade references are some of the only subjective information on credit reports. They go beyond the numbers. Okay, so there's a way that you can ask a vendor that doesn't report to ask them for a trade reference, and then you upload your trade reference to your credit report. Bam! Gotta be dropping bombs on them. Okay, give the credit reporting agencies what they want. Check the business credit reports regularly. Is information incomplete or missing altogether? Always update your records with all the CRAs when there are changes. These type of changes can be ownership, overall number of employees, business entity, if you change from a LLC to a corporation, okay? Locations, new addresses, right? Definitely locations and new addresses, right? Okay. Run your company financially responsibly. This means retaining enough assets to cover business downturns, okay? Because they're looking at these ratios that include your assets, okay? It means not overspending. It means not taking on more debt than your company can handle. Dun Bradstreet in particular looks at chances a company will go bankrupt within a set time period, okay? So take steps to keep your business's finances out of the red. Keep your trade payments in line. Pay rents and utilities on time. If your business can't, talk to your providers. Maybe you can work out a payment plan. Consider ways to cut expenses if you just can't keep up. And that happens, right? It happens to the best of us. Okay. You can't prevent every lawsuit. You gotta stay out of legal hot water. But if your business always honors its contracts and obligations, that will go a long way in staying out of court. The other legal issue is accidents. Keep workplaces clean and obstruction free. Get a risk assessment done by your insurer. They're in the business of loss prevention, and you should be too. Your business has two kinds of codes. You got to know the codes, okay? The SIC code we talked about, right? It's the standard industrial classification. And the NAICS code, the North American industry classification system, okay? Industries can be either restricted or they can be high risk. So you want to stay out of being a restricted company or a high risk company, because you're going to have problems, okay? And get more creative, right? In general, restrictions and high risk industries have some things in common. There may be high risk of injury on the job, or the industry may engage in a lot of cash transactions. This is true no matter what the safety record of a particular business or the majority of its transaction types. Restricted high-risk industries. Per the SIC, these are restricted industries: oil, energy, petroleum extraction or production, pawn shops. Much of the cannabis industry is restricted. Per the SIC, the following industries are high risk: auto, recreational, vehicle or boat sales, okay? Travel agencies, high risk. These companies are subject to stricter underwriting guidelines. SIC and NAICS codes. Be honest when you choose yours. There's no reason to choose the riskiest code if a less risky one may apply. So this happens when you are at you're registering your name at the Secretary of State and they're going to ask you what type your business does. This is when this comes into play. Okay. I get a lot of clients that when I look at their Secretary of State, they just skip that part. Okay. And that's bad, because now when somebody looks at that company, just skipped putting in the type of business that they are, now the vendor can choose any NAICS code for you, okay, and make their lending decision based on that. And they're gonna choose the highest risk if you don't have none selected, right? So be honest when you choose yours, and keep the name of a high risk or restricted industry out of your business name, all right? You know, so if you're selling fireworks, don't make your name blow them up fireworks. Okay. Don't mind me. And Chico's bail bonds can be renamed as Chico's. This is above board and honest. You see that? Right? You see that, right? You see how that works. So creating your business name is important, right? Increase your most recent high credit used. Credit issuers determine how high a credit limit to issue based on how much you spend monthly and how recently you spent it. Get approved for limits more than 10 times of your existing limits just by monitoring and increasing your recent high credit used. And use your credit often so you can get more credit with every approval. Okay, so when they see activity, I see that question coming in. I see two questions coming in. So when they see that activity, they want to see you making moves. They want to see you buying and paying, right? Let's go up here to the chat and see what we got. Oh, Carol says, Mr. Booker is dropping gems of knowledge, no doubt. And Renee is laughing out there. What up? Ha! Okay. No doubt about it. Let's do it. Okay, so bust it. Raise your credit scores. Tame your utilization percentage. Credit issuers want to see you're using your credit and maintaining it wisely. They monitor these stats and approve decisions. Get approved for limits more than 10 times of your existing limits just by monitoring and responsibly managing utilization. Okay, raise business credit scores. Address any adverse accounts. Negative payment history can diminish your ability to get loans and credit cards. It can increase the rates and payments of the credit and loans you do get. Know which accounts are reporting adverse credit history. Then you can work with the credit reporting agencies and credit issuers. Correct inaccuracies, okay? And more positive history to offset the negative, right? So if you got a negative situation going, do something positive to offset it. Monitor your business credit. You will never know what's going on unless you check. But you're often too busy to check. Monitoring makes it easy. We make it affordable. Over 90% of Experian, Equifax, and Dun Bradstreet charge by talking to your customer success advisor. Okay, so let me add in here about the business credit scores, right? Is that each of these companies, Dun Bradstreet, Experian, Equifax, will charge you about $100 per month so that you can look at your business credit reports. Okay. Now, when you do business with us, Ma, When you do business with us, we give you a discount. For $25 a month, we give you all 3 business credit reports, okay? All right, so let's recap. Start with Dun Bradstreet and 3 payment experiences to get a pay debt score. New business credit scores tend to be low. CRAs all have slightly differing criteria for scoring, but results are very close. But what improves one will improve them all. Start to improve your scores with one-time payments and responsible financial stewardship. Work with the tier 1 to start getting payment experiences. Tier 1 means, when we do business credit, we build business credit in 4 tiers. So you start in them tier 1 vendors, that's the net 30 accounts, okay? That they'll give you credit when you got no credit, and they report. And that's hard to do, tier 1 accounts. Ask for trade references. Give CRAs all the data they request. Keep trade payments in line and try to stay out of legal entanglements. Address adverse accounts or SIC NAICS codes. They may be keeping scores down, right? So check your NAICS code. Make sure it doesn't show up on the restricted list and keep your scores down. Increase your most recent high credit used, but watch utilization. Monitor your credit, your business credit, okay? Now, you can start now building your business credit. We have the core package and we have our business credit builder program. You can check the pricing of all that stuff at the website, businesscreditbuilder.us/pricing. And now, this is new, that we now offer easy consumer financing, okay? Business Credit Builder.us LLC now offers financing for its services. Loan terms of up to 72 months, approval down to 515 credit score, 12 lenders that we have, and actually we have more lenders being added on right now. No industry restrictions. Application fee is a flat 5% of the loan on the back end. APR starting at 5.99 and instant soft pull approval, right? So that's a good thing for Business Credit Builder. Now that we offer easy consumer financing, okay? If you want to talk to me more about helping your company build business credit, schedule a free business credit consultation at businesscreditbuilder.us/consult. We got a question up in here. Let's see. Larita, are we going to be able to have the recording and PowerPoint, please? Okay. Yes and no. Yes, this will be recorded and be placed on my YouTube channel within a day or two. And no, I don't give out the PowerPoints, but you can take notes, screenshot and all that stuff, right? So I hope I answered that question, right? But you'll have, access to the recorded version on the YouTube. So go to the YouTube channel, you go to my website, click on that YouTube button, and then you subscribe, and then it'll give you a notification when the new videos are added. All right? All right. They go to contacts once again, all right? Just so you have all the contacts, right? Y'all get that? I appreciate it, Larita. No doubt about it, right? And once again, we want to thank Verizon for presenting our situation to y'all. Yes. And set up your business account now at Verizon. They report to Dun Bradstreet. Boom, what? Talk to my man over there. You get a personalized person over there to help you set up your business account. Boom. I hope everything was good. Hope this helped you in some way, get you to the next step. If you have any questions, just run it. And I hope this was useful. Thank you, Mr. Green. Thank you, Ruby. All right. You put that number out there, Ruby. What? You need a telephone call or something? What? Udo. No doubt about it. Udo was the first and the last up in the piece. What? Udo held me down. No doubt.
I'm in affordable housing. And
Yes,
I don't
ma'am.
know how construction loans will go. It's a little different when I get into the different conferences, and that's the numbers for you might be able to help me.
Okay, Ruby, you're in affordable housing, right? So that means, I'm just going off the top of my head here, that those affordable housing is some kind of government payments going with that.
I don't know all of that yet. I'm sure the government, their target population is my target population. So yeah, but I'm in the process of building new apartments, an apartment.
Okay, so you're just starting, is that it?
Yes.
Okay, cool. Yeah. So this is what I do know is that when you have government contracts and they know that the government is going to pay this bill or something, that's going to be how you have cash flow, that's a positive.
Okay.
That's a big positive, right? Because they know those when you have them subsidiaries and the government's going to kick down the balance, then they know you got some cash flow. So that puts you good in a good lending situation.
Thank you.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you. I hope I answered. I don't even know if I answered your question, but you can schedule that consultation and we can get down to the details of what you need to do to get started.
Okay, thank you.
You know how to do the consultation, right? Thank you, Renee. I see you out there.
No, I don't know how to do it.
Okay, to schedule a free business credit consultation, you go to, is it on the screen right now? It's not on the screen?
Yes. Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Get a picture. Okay. Yes.
Yeah, go to businesscreditbuilder.us/consult. Yes, ma'am. All right, she's over there busy being a student, no doubt.
Yes, of course.
All right, do we have any other questions, anybody? All right, I appreciate everybody coming and hope to see y'all in the next webinars. We have the webinar series we got going on right now, covers a bunch of different topics. So we're feeling in a good mode right now. And we do easy consumer financing. So, all right, let me get off my bucket. Everybody, y'all have a good evening. Appreciate y'all for participating and listening.
Blessings.
One love, everybody. Y'all have a good one.
Amen. You too. Blessings.
Thank you. All right, let me see how I'll get out of here.